this is the Old Fayette Station Bridge, which you can see the new River Gorge Bridge from there. This is the original bridge before that one, Elakala Falls. That's right next to the Blackwater Falls.
That almost looks tropical with all of the moss and stuff, doesn't it?
Pretty cool. It's like,
Everywhere it has the Elakala name, like a Hawaiian name.
yeah, I got these really cool shots I like to take from there, and it's how it crashed with my first Skydio drone. By like flying over the trees and would go and get the gimbal to point down and then start going down and doing a spiral and then flying away. And one time I was doing the spiral and I lost my orientation and I flew right into the trees instead. And I'm gonna be shaking while I do it, I can tell you that. So, but it's gonna go well.
We won't talk to you while you do it.
Yeah.
What was it, that first one where the lady let you take the video in the drone the drone video in her parking lot?
Yeah.
They had some great stuff.
Oh, that was a nice souvenir store.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we all walked out of there spending a chunk of change, so yeah, it was a pretty nice souvenir
Yeah, it
store.
looked really nice to me. I didn't get it to look around that much, I felt like, I spent so much time with the drone. I didn't,
Well, that's why I bought you
I
a
didn't
hat
want to waste
there.
you guys' time. But yeah, I bought the hat there, and it definitely got some really nice stuff for sure. And it was really nice of them to let me fly the drone. Both owners, I talked to them on the phone, and they said just come in and say hi, and it was just really appreciate it a lot. Wow.
There's a movie that starts in about a minute. That's what we're doing tonight.
I don't need this.
I thought the bridge, like all the different views of the bridge, and that was kind of cool, and the history of it and how far up it was. My goodness. Well, one of the facts that they said was that you could put underneath that bridge, you could stack two of Lady Liberty and the Lincoln Memorial, right?
No, Washington Monument.
Monument. And you could stack all those three on top to get the height of that bridge, which is pretty impressive. But I actually took a picture of it on a sign because I wanted to remember that. But yeah, so Lady Liberty stacked twice, and they had a picture of her stacked twice, and then the memorial, and then it reached the same height as the top of the bridge. That was a pretty cool statistic.
The bridge might have been my favorite because because we've always grown up with the Mackinac Bridge and the Ambassador Bridge, and those are pretty spectacular bridges. So to see this one, I have a great respect
I agree.
for cool bridges, and we went over a couple really cool ones coming here too, when we were driving down. And so I liked seeing the bridges. I like bridges.
It's all in there. Well, Jim, maybe, or actually probably should have the
You should be holding the stick because it's short.
Can't you stick any longer than that, Gary?
You're cutting its head off.
I've been told before it's a little short.
You're cutting it.
Oh, Eve. Okay. All right. Smile. Oh, by the way, I've been videotaping. Give me a minute. This is the New River Gorge. It is the second world oldest river, second to the Nile. So it's actually not very new at all.
Sticking out, are we?
Right next to the bridge, by the old bridge.
That old bridge was terrifying. You cannot drive across it with your windows down because it sounds like the boards are going pop, 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 pop.
The boards were going pop, 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 pop.
I know, but it sounded like we were gonna like fall. I was like, drive, drive, drive.
Have a good time, Jim? This trip is turning out to be amazing. The state parks are just absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. They got restaurants, they got hotels. Some are fancy. Some the rest of them are very nice. This West Virginia State Parks is just turned out to be a gem. Definitely worth seeing. And the New River Gorge Bridge, which is right behind me, used to be the longest truss arch bridge in the world until 2003 when China built one that's longer. It is the third highest in the U.S. at 876 feet. And the new River Gorge Bridge replaced the old Fayetteville Bridge. Apparently it used to take people 45 minutes to get from one town to the other because of that old bridge. Now they take them 3 minutes to get across now.
Mine's a bridge.
Yours is the bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
But I've been there before, like I told you, with the Boy Scouts, and it was kind of a remembering that kind of thing, because I looked down off of the overlook and I could see the access where we got off the river with our whitewater rafting. I could see where we actually exited the river down there, because we did under the bridge.
I was looking forward to the drive down there. I love those kind of roads. I enjoy it. I love driving that windy mountain roads, and to me that's fun. And to see that old bridge, and it has a really like what do you call it, retro look to it. The Blackwater Falls is very pretty, and I think it depends on how much rain too. It has a lot of different looks to it. And I think with more rain, it actually really overflows. Like all that entire thing is just covered with water, compared to the right in the middle it was all rock, and that gives it a different look too. But it was a very beautiful fall.
Yeah. So Blackwater Falls, we went to the wrong side first, and that's where you walked down to that first. It was like you were gonna go check out. You were gonna go check out the steps for her. Yeah, and then you came back up, and then I went all the way down while you were doing something. Because we went to the other side, you weren't that close to the. You weren't close to the bottom at all from the
No, I
other
was
side.
quite far away.
That's where you launched the drone. So I was right down.
Right at the bottom,
I
right?
mean, where you launched the drone, you could see where I was standing down
I
there.
don't
Yeah.
think the- And even the park itself, I mean, it's been really quiet and like peaceful.
Well, and every park had a restaurant as part of the park, and not just like a McDonald's or a Dairy Queen or a Burger King or any that not that caliber of
Yeah,
restaurant.
definitely sit
The
down
restaurants
and
were
eat.
sit down, nice restaurants with a great view.
My favorite park was Seneca Rock. I really liked that part, and it probably had to do more with the drone flying, maybe. But the view of that rock was, I don't know, it was awesome. I loved it.
Well, the other thing here in West Virginia, everybody has been so courteous and so
Yeah.
nice. Like you don't always find that when you're on vacation, and everybody like just falls all over
Oh,
themselves
yeah, very
to
nice people.
to be courteous and to be helpful. And even the
Yeah.
people you talk to when you're visiting things, they're so friendly. Like I went down to talk to this gal and her kids that were in the lake, and she was so nice. She's like, "Oh yeah, you know, this is where we always swim," and you know, I just even like the people here at the resort, you know, like
The people-
they would like pretty much walk us through the restaurant to show us where we're going because, you know, we needed to find an alternative to stairs, and they've been wonderful.
And the resort, I tell you, it is probably one of the prettiest things we've seen too.
It is
Oh,
very
that's
pretty.
Resort's amazing.
Yeah, the resort is amazing.
And then Seneca Rock, there was no restaurant. That's the one that had the lodge that was so like the museum thing that's so hot.
Oh yes.
But it was really cool, and that's where we saw the signage for the people that were training at Seneca Rock for World War II.
I know. They had all those beautiful dogwood trees too.
How's it come? How's it come?
The state parks here are the nicest state parks I've ever seen, you know? I mean,
Me too, but I mean, I haven't seen a lot other than Michigan, North Carolina, and here, but compared to what I've seen, they are outstanding.
we've camped in Ohio a few times and we've never found a really nice park. And our state parks are nice, but they are not nearly as nice as these parks.
Well, the ranger that Jim was talking to said, oh, yeah, that's a really nice one.
I'm over here at Cooper's Rock in West Virginia, which is on the Cheat River, and the view is just absolutely gorgeous. But we just went to Seneca Rock yesterday, which got its name from the Seneca tribe that used to live there. And Seneca Rock is about 900 feet tall, but just absolutely beautiful to see. We also did the Blackwater Fall, and it is 62 feet tall. The water is tinted from an acid that falls out of a tree, but is more like a tea color than a black coffee color. But definitely enjoyed the view of that. Over at Cooper's Rock, you guys didn't go with me. They had a lot of wildflowers growing around there that I got some video of that look really nice.
To say that the parks here in West Virginia, they blow away all our parks in North Carolina and the ones we've been in Michigan. Like the fact that this is the resort within a state park, and we had, I don't know, what was it, 4 or 5 restaurants, a campground, a
Golf
golf course. You can rent pontoons. I mean,
Indoor, outdoor pool.
oh yeah, yeah. And, I mean, it's just amazing with the amenities they offer. And even every place we went to, Seneca Rock or the
Blackwater Falls.
Blackwater Fall or the Gorge, they were all in these beautiful parks that had lodges and restaurants. We don't have any of
Souvenir
that.
shops that we hit good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Even here at the campground, I don't know what they cut down, but I smell jasmine in the air, and it smells so good. Like especially when you walk down by the lake, like when we went down to the boat. I don't know if there was like jasmine and where they had those tall grasses when they cut it down this week, but man, it smelled so good. And normally that just,
It almost looked like they were trying to eradicate what was growing in those spots with the high grasses too.
but when they cut it, I could smell it the day they cut. And then even when we went down today, so I'm wondering if there was like jasmine in there because it smelled wonderful.
Well, and when we were at Hawks Nest, the girl said that the last 10 years or so, there's been a huge push to upgrade all their state parks.
Yeah.
And, as you're driving down the highway, you can see a bunch of them that are state parks that are resorts.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, we thought we were going to like the only one. And then to find out that their state
They're
parks
all
are
like
all
that.
converting to resorts is
Wow.
way cool.
They're definitely more drone friendly here, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, West Virginia. I love it because they have definitely been very friendly about letting me fly the drone. I just had to email or call the park rangers, and the police department helped me, and City Hall helped me, and it was the best adventure of my life for me. So it was really awesome.